Welcome back to another video, y'all. It's another reaction. As you can see, I'm on my reaction wave right now. And this is an interesting video. And before we watch this video, whatever, I just gotta say, I don't have anything against gay people. Whatever you swing, that's on you. I let y'all rock out. You know what I mean? And it's just this video is just interesting to me because I always wondered, like, the voice, you know what I mean? Like, is that just, something that's, I don't know how to say it. I'm not trying to dig myself in a hole nothing like that, because I don't want to say nothing crazy, but I'm just wondering, like, like an accent, you know what I mean? Is that something that's like learned over time and something you can pick up? It's just interesting. So let's watch the video. If you like educational videos, be sure to, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see more stuff like this, let's get into it.
Since I can remember, I've been told that I have a gay voice, and the internet loves to tell me that I sound like the honey badger.
Oh, the honey badgers are just crazy.
So is there such a thing as a gay voice? Like, is it quantifiable? If
Right.
we take out all the
That's what we're trying to figure
boots
out.
the house down and remove any visual or behavioral clues, could you still tell? Surprisingly, science has a lot to say about it.
Girl, bye, get out.
Let's hear
Get
some
out.
science,
In order
baby.
to study gay versus straight voices, researchers look at parameters such as pitch variation,
Pitch,
like
yep.
how much a person's pitch changes as they talk, duration values for vowels and consonants, aka how long people hold their A, E, I, O, U sounds, or how long people hold their S's. And some studies just straight up get random people to listen to people talk and try to judge whether they thought that person speaking was gay.
I wonder if they're gonna have us do it, and if they do have us do it, let me know what y'all get. Like, if it's like a little test or whatever, let me know what y'all get in the comments.
Or straight.
Results find that gay men speak with higher pitch variation, meaning that their range from low to high is much more extreme than straight men. Not surprised
Yeah.
we have range, honey.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. You know what I mean? We can hear it, and that's not like a knock or anything, but you can tell, like, the pitch is just, sometimes they can get really up there. You know what I mean?
These pitch studies were done in many languages like English, Dutch, and French, and in all cases, gay men spoke with higher pitch variation, meaning the gay voice expands beyond language and isn't just the words or culture we engage in.
Gay men were also found to have longer vowel durations for A, I, and U, aka they hold these vowels longer in general when they speak compared to straight men. But gay men are also more likely to hold their S sound for longer than straight people. Gay people holding their S for longer may make you think of the quintessential, like, gay lisp, which is very triggering to me. Like, as a kid, everyone would always make fun of me and say I sounded like super silly.
I ain't gonna lie, like, I see what he's saying, because if you, like, listen, like, let's say if you just listen, you know what I mean? There is a lot, like, of gay men that'll have that lisp. I'm like, where does that come from? Like, are they born with that, or is that something that just is like with the voice? I don't know how to explain it.
Billy. So sadly, there is some truth to, like, those bullies making fun of me about that. But it's also a common misconception, because a lisp is when you misarticulate your S's, whereas gay people are more likely to over-articulate the S. In fact, studies show that gay men are no more likely to have a lisp than straight men.
So, I guess that makes sense. It's basically saying, like, gay men. I don't know if like the video's gonna get a strike for me saying gay or whatever, but gay men, they'll exaggerate it. They'll exaggerate the S, and which makes sense, because when you have a lisp, you know what I mean. Instead of being able to, you basically can't say the S. It's a TH.
Finally, when studying gay versus straight men, it was found that gay men were more likely to articulate than straight men, which totally makes sense to me. All my straight guy friends are always like, oh yeah, hey man, do you want to, like, hang out on Sunday? Like,
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, straight men, we be like, we'll like mumble. We're mumblers. My wife will be like, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. But I sound like I'm talking in my, like, to me, I can understand what I'm saying, but it sounds just like mumbo jumbo to them.
I'm always like, okay, what?
Because of these
Right.
findings, it was hypothesized that perhaps the vocal differences between straight and gay men were due to hormones, like differences in testosterone possibly. But after studying this, it was found that gay men have just as much testosterone as straight men. So instead, researchers began looking into environmental differences as a possible explanation.
It turns out both gay men and straight men change their voice based on who is listening. Yes, straight men will modulate their voice based on who is listening too. One study,
Which I guess that makes sense, bruh. You know, you know how dudes, their voice will be like this, or like they'll have a high voice, and then when they get like around like a group of people, their voice, they'll try to change their voice like this, or when they get around a girl, they'll try to sound like this. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Let's see if that's what they're about to say, but that's what I'm assuming.
found straight men would speak more stereotypically masculine to strangers than to people they were comfortable with. Straight men would lower their voice when speaking in leadership roles,
Yeah.
when giving orders or commands, and they would also lower their voice in the presence of an attractive woman.
I told
Gay men
you.
changed
I
their
told
voice
you.
too, but under different circumstances. One study found gay men who disliked sounding gay were able to modulate their voice to sound more straight and were more likely to be mistaken as straight by listeners. A Thai study found that gay people change their voice depending on if they're talking to friends, coworkers, or their family members. They tend to use the most falsetto voice speech or upper vocal range when talking to friends. An
Yeah,
Italian
makes
study
sense, makes
also
sense, makes
found that
sense.
gay men would sound more gay when they were talking to somebody they already came out to, or if they were speaking to somebody who they presumed was gay. A really fascinating study on gay YouTubers found that after making a public coming out video on YouTube, their subsequent videos were more likely to be perceived by people as sounding gay.
Okay, so that's basically, it's just so we're all on the same track. He's basically saying that if the more comfortable a gay person was with someone, the more likely they were to have that gay voice, that high-pitched voice.
Whereas straight YouTubers of the same age over that same time period would end up sounding more straight to people, the gay ones sounded more gay over time.
This has led to a theory that sounding gay is an adaptation of gay men to allow others around them to know that they are in fact gay. But this isn't set in stone. It's important to note that while some people may feel gay men talk more like women, the research doesn't fully support this idea. There are some syllables and ways that we speak that are similar to women, but gay voice has its own unique characteristics as well. In other words, it adopts some female features, but others are completely unrelated.
But what about our dear lesbian friends and other queer people? We haven't forgot about you. While there is less research on it, studies have found unique characteristics of lesbian voices, but they're far less social.
Lesbian voices. I don't know if I ever heard a lesbian voice. Excuse me. They just sound like women, I guess. I don't really know.
Noticed than gay male speech.
Of course, many straight men can sound gay and gay men can sound straight, but studies show there is a difference in speech that will change based on who is listening to you. How you're perceived will also relate to like your mannerisms. You know, I talk with my hands a lot, the way you dress. It's a large collar for a straight guy, I must say. And this all weaves together to create the complexity of speech in relation to sexual fluidity.
But what about gay face? Can you tell somebody's gay just from looking at their face? We actually have an entire podcast episode diving into the science of gay face on our Side Note podcast. You can click
That might be, I think I saw that they had a video about that. I don't know. That might be interesting to just tie together, but I don't know.
it on the screen here or use the link in the description.
So basically, they plug in right now. So basically, I mean, that's interesting because basically, there is a such thing as a gay voice. Like you could tell someone, you might be able to tell someone's gay. I don't know. It was just interesting to me because I always wonder, like, is it like an accent? Like, where does the voice come from? You know what I mean? Because if you, I heard a noise. Because if, like I was saying, if you've been around gay people, you definitely know, like, they all might sound the same. You know what I mean? No knock. Again, no knock. Don't come for me. Don't cancel me. I ain't nobody to cancel, but don't cancel me. All right. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Make sure y'all, like, comment, subscribe. I like the educational videos. I like learning stuff. So let's learn together. You know what I mean? Y'all have a good one. Peace.